Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Folks, today Goldilocks is sharing information about the Commodities Futures Trade Commission. If you're not aware, it is commodities that will back all currencies: US dollar, the Iraqi dinar, Bolivar, Dong, you name the currency. If you have foreign currency, commodities will be backing it. You may want to know, what are commodities? Example: gold, silver, coal, wheat, ore, oil, agricultural products. These are assets that will back our currencies in the new digital banking system that will allow us to have secured exchanges and secured money in the new banking system. Let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing today. The Commodities and Future Trade Commission had a meeting on March the 20th, and it was related to operational clarity and risk parameters around these commodities that will back our currencies. They will be backed by what's called tokenized collateral, digital assets. And there is a pilot program that the Commodities and Future Trade Commission has implemented to assure that all currencies, all digital and paper currencies, has the proper regulations in the new banking system to support them. See, the revaluation of currencies, the repricing of any asset, there must be a point where there are regulations and a framework to support those currencies and assets. Think of it as guidelines. And that's why the Commodities Future Trade Commission calls this tokenized guidance. They had a frequently asked questions session for the public to ask them questions. That's really just so that the public can never come back and say they weren't aware. This framework lets the future commission merchants to be able to use digital assets in the new banking system. Tokenized. Tokenized assets, folks, are the electronic representation of all physical assets. The electronic representation of the dinar, the US dollar, the dong, gold, anything. This was an open forum because they're looking to execute this for the new banking system, and it will be ready for when currencies begin to revalue. The purpose of this landmark meeting was because it lowers the friction for any integration of the digital assets in order for them to be able to harmonize into the new banking system so that there is an efficient transition to the new banking system. An efficient handoff or transition to the new banking system secures us and our currencies in the new banking system. It effectively advances the pilot program's goal of unlocking more efficient use of digital assets in the new banking system. Remember, when President Trump first came into office, his first 10 days, he created the Digital Asset Committee. He knew, of course, the importance of digital assets for currency revaluation. And here we are, looking at digital assets, the Clarity Act that's on the table with the expectations to be passed in the next month or so. The Commodities Future Trade Commission on the 20th released this frequently asked questions so that they can prepare the public for what's to come. There were some most notable updates to this release that they made. While much of the document confirms existing requirements, the details provided were very concrete, and it's to reduce and foster harmonization, reduce ambiguity, and to foster harmonization across all agencies, all financial agencies, in preparation for the new banking system. The move is seen as a step toward broader integration of digital assets within the U.S. banking system. See, the new digital banking system had to be in place and must be fortified, strengthened, not only from the institution level, the banking institution levels, but also from the regulators, the lawmakers, so that in the event of any potential lawsuits, liabilities in the new banking system, the protection mechanisms, the legal protection mechanisms are in place. The Commodities Futures Trade Commission, although in the United States is the headquarters, it has global reach for all currencies because all countries around the world, they do business with the United States and our banking system. Therefore, they must abide by and be in alignment with the Commodities and Future Trade Commission. So their currencies will obviously be utilized to transact and do business with the United States. Therefore, they must be in alignment with the framework and the regulations set forth by the Commodities and Future Trade Commission. Their currencies must be in alignment with the CFTC's regulations. There are often times where people must understand that there is more to the new banking system, more to the revaluation of currencies than some switch. Even with the switch, aren't there wires, nodes, positive and negatives, grounding? Or does the switch just come on the flip on by itself? Nowhere in the world where a switchity switch is used. Speaking of switch, I remember those switches my mom used to tell me go outside and get in the backyard. And she would tag me up. I would go out there and get the biggest switch I can find because those little baby ones inflicted the most damage. She would make me go back outside and get a real switch off the tree. But even the switch on the tree, aren't there leaves? Isn't there roots? Our switch is connected to something. The revaluation of currencies is many connections. Just not no damn switch that'll be flipped and poof, all of the currencies will all of a sudden change. That world doesn't exist. So understand, the Commodities Future Trade Commission is a part of the many mechanisms in order to allow the switch to truly be flipped. For different currencies, there's even different switches. Not one to represent them all, but the Commodities Future Trade Commission plays a vital role. Stay tuned, beautiful folks. Be well. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.